Brew Talk Lounge. Fair use, fair use. I wanted to review this one because Secrets coming out. You got two guys who both, got their own stories about Diddy, the Diddler, whatever you want to call him at this point. But it's kind of lengthy, but I feel like it's very impactful. So fair use. It's from Ringo TV Reactions. Been watching them for a while. Got a lot of content. Check them out. Got a lot of content.
But Diddy has hit on me at Steve Rifkin house.
Well,
And everybody at the house was gay, but I didn't know it. Why you think?
Ringo TV.
We're gonna skip the intro. We're gonna skip the intro.
He talked about. We have this video here that we gotta pretty much review. Shout out to Choke No Joke. Pretty much he did an interview. I believe it's Comedy Hype, and he talked about some interesting things, and he revealed some things that back in the day when Biggie had dropped that song and did a music video, even from back then when I saw the tapes, there was some questionable things going on, but it's like back then we didn't really understand.
I mean, think about it. It wasn't on our mind. Sorry about that. But yeah, he's finna break down. Spoiler alert. Finna break down the Big Papa video a little more. If you don't know about the Big Papa video at this point, you don't know what's going on still. It's a transformer standing at the urinal in the video, and us as kids or teenagers or young adults, and in the 90s, this wasn't a big topic, wasn't a big thing. It was shunned about, it was hushed about. It wasn't cool, but they were indoctrinating us at that time, putting it in, sprinkling it around, and she's actually, the Transformer is actually in the LL Cool J video. Also, he might bring that up, but
Like how to react to stuff like that, because you're into hip hop, you're into these artists, but man, in this interview it really got me really thinking, because now it all makes sense. Like the agenda is real, bro. So shout out to Choke No Joke for doing this particular interview. Make sure you go support his platform, support his channel, and also Comedy Hype. But let's break this thing down, because a lot of you you're gonna really be like, oh snap, yo, I didn't even know that. Yeah, a lot of these rappers in the industry, man, they already done been compromised. Now I know a lot of you're fans of, the Busters, the this, the that, all of that stuff, but a lot of these rappers, they had to go through the door. They had to make the choice in order to get the check. Now, what the brother's gonna explain is how Diddy tried to hit on him. And this is not even new. This is something that is common in the industry. A lot of executives, this is what they do to men. Primarily, they want men. You could walk into the party with a fine woman, and she could be banging.
now the only thing I got about it is, if all this happened, why he just not talking now? Just like the females. If we're gonna hold the females accountable, we gotta hold the men accountable. If y'all whatever, and if it happened, Why you just not saying something, big dog? Homie, cuz, whatever you want to be called. That's all I'm saying. I feel like it's a money grab. I feel like he trying to get some clicks. Feel like he, you know. But we're going to hear his story. We'll hear what he got to say.
They don't want her. Nah, they want you. Yeah. It's something about a man that make these cats really get turned on. Yeah. Especially like you're more street, like more of a thug. Or they want to break you in. The more thug and the more gangster you are, the more they want to hear you rap, but in a different tone, if you know what I mean. They want you to sing Mona Lisa, if you know what I mean. So let's get into these tapes. Let's find out what's going on. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you rock with the platform. Let's get to the tapes.
He has hit on me at Steve Rifkin house. And everybody at the house was gay, but I didn't know it.
Why do you think so many bad boy artists went broke with Diddy? Or after?
Well, you got to remember, this is Diddy career really started like 91, 92. A lot of us wasn't even educated about the music business then. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think, even the Locks, they was kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mace was a kid. If you look back at Biggie and Tupac right now, they died at 25.
Right.
They, to us now, they look like kids, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people got robbed because they didn't know the business. A lot of people with Bad Boy succumbed to the dark side of it.
A lot of people at Bad Boy succumb to the dark side. The dark side. Let's talk about it. I told you in various videos that if you want to be a rapper, if you think you got talent, and you want to go into the industry talking about, well, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to represent the streets, I'm from the trenches. No, you're going to be taking pipe, bro. I'm sorry to give you the bad news. The only way you could really make it in the industry, you got to be fully independent. That's the only way. And you can do that through social media. I mean, social media, there's so much power that you have, but most ninjas from the block, they lazy. Let's just call it what it is. A lot of our people lazy, man. They don't want to put in the work.
Gotta grind,
They
baby.
want that fast cash. They want to just walk through the door. Well, you walk through the door, you're going to be introduced to a pipe.
Gotta grind, baby.
That's just the way it is. It doesn't matter how street you are. It doesn't matter if you just came out of the pen. You're going to have to sit on that director's couch. That's right. And Diddy is known for stuff like this. A lot of people, when they get around him, they get nervous. Because they don't know if Diddy is there for business or he there for pleasure. Bars. They don't know. So they get nervous.
Excuse me.
Like we got some other video clips we got to review where you saw Diddy, I guess he was in a clip and he was with Travis Scott. And he put his arm around Travis and was like, yo, you know, so and so and so. And you could tell that Travis got uncomfortable. Now, I don't know what happened later on in the trailers, but with the way Diddy approached Travis, it's almost like we gonna sleep later on. Like, it was one of them things, and Travis ran off out of fear for his life.
Wow.
Or fear for the pipe. I don't know which one it was, but at the end of the day, this is what goes down in the industry. And a lot of rappers had to endure that.
I posted that on a short on my Funny and Dangerous Worldwide 2.0. That's my other page. I actually posted that. What he's talking about is they're at a video shoot or maybe at awards. And they're backstage and he see Diddy, the diddler. He sees Travis Scott. He say, come here. Come here, little brother or nephew. He put him under his shoulder. He look at him and he say something about tonight. Travis starts yelling, breaks loose, and start running. Can't make it up. Like I said, I posted the short on Worldwide. I'm sorry, Funny and Dangerous Worldwide 2.0.
This. Let's go.
Being educated about the music business then. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think, even the Locks, they was kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mace was a kid. You look back at Biggie and Tupac right now, they died at 25. Right. They, to us now, they look like kids, right? Yeah.
You saw what they did with Pac, with that tub, with the chains. Y'all remember that clip? Thug Life, right?
Wow.
Thug Life, but they got you and your laying in a tub, naked. There's nothing thug about that, fam. That's how they start getting you. They start making these what you call them people them people that dress you up, stylists. I don't know what they call them, stylists, right? With them folks that dress the artists up, they start sizing you up. Like you'll have the stylist, they be down there on their knees right in front of your wood. Like you'll be standing up and the stylist's face be all next to your pipe.
Wow.
And he talking about he fixing your belt.
Wow.
And he's looking up at you smiling. These are little tests they give you. You get what I'm saying? Or you go to the tailor, the stylist, the tailor, and he's sizing you up with the measuring tape. And he putting it around your waist and he's holding and he's touching you in certain ways. This is where they get you. This is where they start to what's that? They start to groom you. You thinking it's all about style and fashion. But no. They're doing recon on your butt. They're doing recon to see how far
it ain't
you
funny
let
though.
them go.
It's not funny though.
They'll start putting their hand on your waist and touching you here. And when they don't see you flinch, when they don't see you move,
Down with it.
then they say to themselves, okay, let's go to the next level.
Yep. Down with it.
Let's put them in these compromising photo shoots. Cause, we're gonna be shooting for a magazine, so, we need for you to pose like this. We need for you to bend over. And when you don't protest and you don't say nothing, they say, okay, let's go to the next level.
Just keep going up.
Since
keep
he letting
rising
us touch him,
right.
since he letting us touch his waist, since he's letting us put him in compromising photos, let's invite him to the parties.
Okay.
We groomed him enough
Get him to the
to
party.
make him come to the hot parties, the freak parties. So now you at the party. All of the executives is there. They invite you into a room. People start putting their hand around you. They start touching you.
Whoa.
But you've been used to getting touched the whole time. You've been used to having faces between your legs while they zip your zipper up in the dressing room. You've been accustomed to men
Hold up, Rico.
rubbing your shoulders because they got to put the oil on for the photo shoot. So you've been groomed for people to touch you. So now that you at the parties, it's not really much of a problem of people touching you. Do you get what I mean?
Get what I mean?
So now they got you in a compromising position where you need the money.
Ooh, money.
You got a family to take care of. You got bills to pay.
Bills to pay. Nigga.
So what are you going to do? Talk about I'm going home? You going to stay at the party. You already uncomfortable, but you're like, look, I'm already in.
Already in.
You mad uncomfortable, but guess what? You got to stay. You got to stay there now. You got all these people around you asking you questions. Things is moving real fast. People passing drinks to you, passing smokes to you. Now you high.
There you high.
Now you high.
Ooh.
Now you wake up in the morning, you in a bed. You're like, what the heck? Your pants is down.
Nigga butt hurting.
What? This is what these artists thinking.
Wow.
A lot of them.
Oh, man.
And they can't say nothing.
Oh, man.
This is why when they raided Diddy's crib, they were able to find the tapes.
Yeah.
they were able to find the tapes of the freak parties, the lotion and the oil and the lube. Why would a man need 1,000 plus lube and lotion and oil? For what? To put on the men. That's what they were doing.
Wow.
So what you hearing here is real. A lot of stuff goes down in these streets, man.
Yep.
Especially in the early 90s, man. A lot of dirt was going down because nobody was really able to report these type of things, especially on social media. Like, nobody was, like, it was just the early 90s. You know, social media wasn't even popping. It wasn't even a thing of, yo, I'm going to go tell my story. All you had was magazines. And rappers wanted to be on the front cover of a magazine. That was every rapper's goal. But anyway, let's get back to the tapes.
Dude,
Get back to the tapes.
a lot of us wasn't even educated about the music business then. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think, even the Locks, they was kids. You know what I'm saying? Mace was a kid. You look back at Biggie and Tupac right now, they died at 25.
Right.
They, to us now, they look like kids, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
a lot of people got robbed because they didn't know the business. A lot of people with Bad Boys succumb to the dark side.
You gotta
of
know the
industry,
business.
right? The same stuff
Dark
that
side.
Diddy's, they alleging now with the parties, the drugs, the sex.
Right.
A lot.
And this interview is not that old, by the way. It's like maybe 3 weeks. 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. But it's not an old video. It's actually kind of recent.
A lot of people fell victim to that, right? Because that was their lifestyle. Now, when we was younger, we wasn't paying attention. But if you go and you look at the Big Papa video,
Before we even start with that, fam, brace yourself. Again, shout out to Choke No Joke. Because when they showed the clip, it brought back the memory of the video and how when we were all younger, you know, we would watch these videos and we would just be entertained by
Yep.
the songs.
Yep.
We weren't really peeping what was happening right in front of us. But you have to understand something about the mind and how they program us.
Yep.
You are being programmed whether you believe you are or not. That's why they say image is everything. Through video, audio, it shapes your mind because your eyes is a window to the soul. And your eye gate is a camera. Your mind is trying to comprehend what's going on around you. But your eyes is constantly recording everything it sees. So when you watch things on TV, you are being indoctrinated and you're being programmed by images and you don't even realize it. What he's about to explain right.
And this goes for food, beverage, entertainment, fashion, anything. It's because you've seen it and you liked it. Really, there's no new idea. There's nothing new under the sun. So your idea has been thought of and created.
Here is going to open your eyes, and a lot of you are gonna be like, oh,
My
snap.
ideas too.
Yo, I watched that video 1,000 times. I ain't see that.
Sure did.
I didn't even know that. See, when that video was done back in the days, I saw these little questionable things, but it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like, we just didn't question things back then. But it was right in our face where we was just like, okay, it's just a video.
Yep.
Because it went past the mind, because it went through the eye. The eye recorded it, but the mind didn't comprehend what was
Mind didn't
happening
get it.
in front of us. But it was stuck in our mind. So what they were trying to do is program us with these tendencies. Oh man, tendencies. The rainbow tendency, that is. And this video It's just one of many. Ain't no
Many.
telling how many other videos we watched. And we've been programmed on the low key. Now check this out. Check out the breakdown.
Their lifestyle. Now, when we was younger, we wasn't paying attention. But if you go and you look at the Big Papa video, the lead woman or the lead guy in that is a transgender.
Did you catch that, guys?
Lead guy.
Did you catch that?
The lead guy. You said
Did you peep that?
the lead guy.
So, in this particular rap song that we all love, none of y'all can say y'all didn't like the song. Everybody loved Biggie. But peep what he's saying. Check it out. Let's rewind that back.
We wasn't paying attention. But if you go and you look at the Big Papa video, the lead woman or the lead guy in that is a transgender, right?
I'm gonna look it up as you say that.
Yeah, you can.
So you more so, and we could be somewhat candid. You more so just alluding to like the accusations of Diddy being like into homosexual lifestyles.
Yeah.
That energy of hip hop. That
Are you peeping it? Are you getting what's going on here? So, what Choke No Joke is trying to establish here is there's a history of where Diddy come from. Now, what he do in his private time is personal business, right? But what he's trying to show you is how the culture, the hip hop culture, was invaded, and they use people like Diddy to push this on the youth subliminally. But it gets worse. It gets really worse in the music video. Because again, when we were all younger and we watched these videos, it was all fun and games. But we were all getting indoctrinated into this culture. Let's roll the tapes. Tapes don't lie.
always been seen as taboo, and we could never verify it because none of us were on the inside.
Right. Well, I was.
But I was gonna say, I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you. So you've seen this firsthand.
Yeah, I've never seen like orgy, but Diddy has hit on me at Steve Rifkin house.
Wow.
What was
And
your,
everybody at the house was gay, but I didn't know it until I really paid attention and looked around at my surroundings. I'm like, oh,
right?
Are y'all getting this, bro? Imagine going to a party, fam. Imagine this. You get invited to a party. You know what I mean? It's in the 90s. You know, the 90s was popping. Everybody know that. 90s was like the best time in history, fam. Especially in New York, right? You get invited to a party, you all dressed up. You ready to see the ladies, you know, you doing business. You go to a party and the men are hitting on you. Now, what do? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to be a shock to a lot of people. And I'm telling you, back in the days, it was different, man. Because a lot of rappers wanted to get in the industry, and they were doing anything they can to get through that door, man. That's all you knew. That's all you had. You came from poverty. You ain't had no money. All you doing is eating oodles and noodles and Chinese food every night. That's your life in the hood.
That's it.
So you can finally get your break. You get to go to these parties. You start seeing stuff. You're like, oh, snap. Now, some people was able to see the darkness and escape the industry. Not everybody that walked through those doors
Got stuck.
got touched.
Right.
But they definitely had experiences where they're
Sorry.
able to tell the tale
Sorry,
story of what goes on the inside.
Right.
Whether you got approached, whether somebody tried to give you a contract, whether somebody tried to work out a deal with you and you had to pull down your pants, or they flirt with you. You know what I mean? You had to endure that.
I'm probably gonna edit that because I did fall asleep. I will be editing that. Unless y'all just want to laugh.
And it's like you couldn't even tell nobody because it's like, who do you trust now? Like, how do you tell your mans and them in the 90s, yo, I went to this party or I went here so and so was acting funny. Like you couldn't even speak these things back then. You couldn't even utter these words. There was no words to explain this because you didn't want it to get back and people start looking at you funny, and it was just a weird experience. So it is what it is. Let's get back to these tapes. Wind it back.
Back to the tapes.
And everybody at the house was gay, but I didn't know it until I really paid attention and looked around at my surroundings. I'm like, oh,
Right.
like what's going on?
That sounds like Exhibit's story, because Exhibit had a story like that. They went to Miami.
No, but he went to a club.
Right.
I went to Steve Rifkin's house.
Right.
It was after a BET Awards, we went to an after party.
Right.
Me, Lil' Kim, Hillary Weston, who was Lil' Kim's manager.
Okay.
At the time. And we go to the after party, we run into Diddy, and Diddy tells us to come meet him at. He tells them, not me. He tells Kim and them, yo, come meet me at Steve Rifkin's house. And we all go over to Steve Rifkin's house. And while we there was another executive that been making passes at me a lot in the entertainment industry. He shows up.
For context, what does that look like? Because they're not.
But my thing is like he always throwing shots at me. So you used to this. So you're like subliminally letting them know I might one day. You got to get out of that environment, atmosphere.
They're not gonna be that bold, are they?
What do you mean?
Is it like, you know how if you shoot a shot at a woman, it could be either very direct or very subtle?
It's very direct.
Very direct. This is what I've been trying to teach y'all for a long time, man. Like these guys, man. When they tell their stories, right, you got to really pay attention to what's happening here, because it's no different than if a dude is trying to shoot his shot at a woman, and he approached the woman a certain way. Just the approach alone, before they even speak, just the posture of how they stand, tell you what's going on.
Right.
So when he say what he's saying here, it's real. This is what goes down. And there's a lot of things that go through your mind, like should I punch this person in the face? If I do that, it's gonna mess this up. If I do that, there's so many different things that go, so you try to calm down and evaluate the situation on how to handle it.
Right.
Because when one thing is transpiring in front of you, there's other people on the sidelines watching. And that's basically what he's showing you. Like, he's going through these experiences, but then he started learning everybody's in on the same thing. So it's not just an isolated situation with this one person. Everybody in here is on that frequency. So it ain't like nobody gonna hear you. It ain't like you can explain something to everybody. You just gotta play your cards right. And hopefully make it out of that situation. Let's get back to the tapes. Tapes don't lie.
There's another executive that been making passes at me a lot in the entertainment industry. He shows up.
For context, what does that look like? Because they're not gonna be that bold, are they?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
You know how if you shoot a shot at a woman, it could be either very direct or very subtle.
It's very direct. Not going trying to grab a nigga nuts, but you know when someone is attracted to you, male, female.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a dog and he jumping on your leg.
Right.
You know it's on him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, it was definitely obvious.
Obvious.
Especially
Definitely.
in hindsight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that lifestyle exists within the industry, right?
We've heard it, and
It's a fact, brother. It's a fact. From sports players, singers, actors, comedians, white, black, Asian, it don't matter.
so
I'm sorry if y'all can hear that,
and
man.
that's a whole conversation.
Let me mute this.
That you just said, even
like that, right?
All right, there we
But at
go.
the same time,
I got the
there's
window
a time
open.
and a place for names. There's a time and a place where
My bad. I got the window open. This is the first time going live like this. So we feeling out a lot of kinks and tinks, but we making it. Let's go.
you can expose the devil and who's who. It's just that certain things you just got to know how to move.
Gotta know how to move, big
If that
dog.
makes sense. Like you gotta be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Like there's certain things you can know, but you gotta know how to move. So I understand a lot of times you want people to say names like, okay, who was this person? Who was that person? Well, you gotta really know how to move before you start speaking. You gotta be prepared for the consequences that come with that. This is why you have people that they're no longer here. This is why Biggie not here.
Right.
It's why Tupac not here. It's why a lot of rappers are not here right now. Because at the end of the day, certain people try to talk about certain things. Now they not here no more. Like the industry is really sick. And there's a lot of people that get lined up and set up just because they spoke at the wrong time. Now, if you got bank, if you got an army, and you're willing to risk it all, then go ahead and do all of that. But if you're a person that got kids, you're a person that got a lot to lose, you got to know how to move, and you have to know how to tell your story in a way where it's not going to open up other doors, where you got to be looking around. You got to know how to move wisely. Because a lot of times from the outside looking in, especially when you're looking at content, you want people to say this or you want people to say that. Sounds good. But you're not the one that got to go to sleep at night and be concerned about who's coming for you. Oh.
AKA your conscience. Hold on. Right outside my window, riding around on this lawnmower, man. My bad. Let's go.
All you do is get to watch the video. Whereas other people, their lives is on the line.
They living it.
You get it? Like it's really that serious. Think about all the people that had hits put out on them by Diddy. Think about all the women that feared for their lives. Think about the beatings. Think about that. Think about people that were homeless because they didn't do what Diddy wanted and he stopped making payments. These people were on the streets. And then they had to comply with his wishes, all because they crossed that line. So what you should be learning from this, if anything, is how the industry is and how dirty it is. Because it's all coming out now. Cat Williams was right. Think about this, fam. All of 2024, it been nothing but exposed. Everybody been getting exposed, left and right. Nobody's safe.
And it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet.
It's all coming out. It's all coming out. And 2024 is not over yet. So there's a lot more expose that's going on. A whole lot more. So wind it back.
Lifestyle exists within the industry,
Right. We've heard it.
It's a fact, brother. It's a fact. From sports players, singers,
Notice what he said about sports players. Sports players. D Wade, anybody?
Yeah, we know about them.
Do I need to explain anymore?
Dwight Howard.
All I got to say is D Wade. And the rest is history. That's the agenda, fam. Wake up and smell the coffee.
Yep.
Let's go.
There's comedians, white, black, Asian. It don't matter.
So, because that's a whole conversation you just said, even with the Diddy story. How do you respond to that when he makes a pass at it? You play it off?
No, you
laugh.
You
You
treat.
like, I'm cool.
For me, at this stage in my life, I'm more mature than to punch a nigga in his face.
Right.
Right? So you just ignore it, and you know you kind of give him the let him the look like nah. And giving that nigga the look made him just look harder, made me put my head down. Cause he got 5 niggas standing around him. They like the whole booty mob.
Do you see what I told you?
Whoa.
Didn't I just say that?
Whoa.
Didn't I just tell you that
That boy said the
if you
booty
act
mob.
and the dude's doing recon on your booty and they're literally watching you up and down, you just can't flip out and punch somebody in the face because all the other cats that's up in there, they're on that same frequency. They're not just gonna let that slide. So you gotta know how to move so that you can get up on out of there safe. You're already in there, right?
That's
So you gotta
it.
know how to move. And a lot of them are anticipating you acting the fool.
Yep.
So you gotta think, you gotta be a 2 steps ahead of the game. You gotta anticipate what's coming next and make your move wisely so you can get out of there.
Yep.
Because if they feel that you're on to what they're doing, then it could be a
Fall
dangerous
back.
situation. A lot of times when you think about the rainbow or the agenda, you think that, oh, well, I'm going to be able to get out of this situation. I'm a masculine man. I'm this, I'm that. Nah. You don't understand, man. This Diddy situation, the sex trafficking, this type of organization have been happening way back then. This is not new.
Yep.
And there's a lot of key players involved. That's why I'm saying Diddy is not the only one that's going to be going down. There's a lot of other names. You got pastors. You got bishops. You got lawyers. High-profile individuals that you would never think would be involved in all of these situations. Imagine if tapes and different audio come out with T.D. Jakes, y'all. Now, I already know T.D. Jakes is a false prophet, a pulpit pimping, pork chop eating pastor that literally just love fleecing the flock for all their money. We already know he a false prophet. But at the end of the day, T.D. Snakes is loved by many people around the world.
Yep.
But eventually, you may end up seeing audio tapes and videotapes of Jakes doing unthinkable things.
Jake's the
pastor,
snake. Power bottom.
God, the man who teach and preach Jesus. You might end up seeing him on a tape taking wood. It'll shock the world. But I wouldn't be surprised because you already done know what is done in the dark is going to come to the light. Because that's what these pastors is all about out in the world. They're not about saving souls.
That's it. That's
They're not
it.
about preaching the gospel. They're about making money.
That's it.
So when you
That's
see
it.
people like
Ching,
Jakes and Diddy dapping up and hugging up in video clips,
You know
you
what
already
it's
know
about.
what it is.
Yep. You know what it's about.
That ain't just a one-time situation. Nah, those brothers are close.
They getting
Very
down.
close. And it's gonna all come out.
Let's
Get
get back to the tapes.
Let him the look like nah. And giving that nigga the look made him just look harder, made me put my head down. Cause he got 5 niggas standing around him. They like the whole booty mob. Right? And I was sitting there like, what the hell? I was grabbing Hillary by her shirt and I drag her ass outside. Like, yo, this nigga over here on me. Like, don't bring me to nothing like this. And then when I'm not going to name all the people that was there. Now, I talked about this before, but
Okay.
I'm not going to do that, right? But everybody that was there was either gay or secretly gay or bisexual. But right now, from what I know now, and I say, they all get down like that, right?
You see?
They all get down like
So he
that.
had to learn as he go.
They all get down
And when
like
he
that.
started to realize this, he's looking at that. Like everybody up in here is on
He said they all. They all.
the same frequency. There's nothing but much you can do in a situation like that. Like, what do you do in a situation like that? Tell the person right there, like, yo, you know, so-and-so just tried to hit on me, man. Yo, he bugging, bro. And then the person you telling, that's his cousin. Or his business partner.
He want to hit on you too.
It's not going to be too good for you, man. Let's go.
Right. And they me hanging with them, they could have thought that because I was hanging with Lil Kim, that maybe I would be with that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to knock them for trying. You know what I'm saying? Because all these 75%, 85% of these people that's in the industry that's popular, you know what I'm saying?
Notice the number he just said. Y'all better pay attention. I've been trying to tell y'all. Listen.
Have succumbed to that lifestyle.
My question for that, and then we can kind of do a spin move out of it. Because I'm always curious about, was it already in them, or was it industry, does the industry groom them to be open to it?
Notice he just said the word groom. Remember I said that at the beginning. Groom. I told you, listen to me very carefully, you brothers, especially you brothers, because the ladies, they're going to get you regardless. They're going to turn you out in the industry. But for you brothers, it starts off like this, fam. You go in to do the photo shoots.
Yep.
So they got to dress you up. And I know this is how it was back in the day, right? You got the stylist. They're like, well, these jeans will look right on you. You know what I mean? They'll tell you, hey, you know what I mean, on the dresser room. So you go in there, you figure it's all business. And, you know, stylist is there. You know, you in your underwear because you get dressed. You coming in and out with pants and all this other stuff.
In the underwear, nigga.
And you probably got like 3 people there. Whatever the case is, you thinking it's all business, but it's not. It's grooming process. You know? They sizing you up. They watching you. They're taking measurements with measuring tapes, trying to make sure the clothes fit you the right way.
Oh, man.
Because a lot of folks don't understand is that in the industry, this is just real talk. This ain't no cap.
No cap.
In the industry,
no kizzy.
Folks from the rainbow, they specialize in the fashion, in the culture, right? This is why when you look at a lot of these rappers in today's day, you look at them, they wearing purses, blouse, skirts, handkerchiefs, and various other feminine attire. And you're wondering who's styling them, right? So now, the grooming starts with how they fit clothes on you, measure you, and they're touching you while they're doing this. Now, you all know as a man, when you hollering at a woman, let's say there's a particular sister you trying to holler, you got to break the touch barrier.
Right.
Which means you just can't talk to a woman and she's over there and you over here. No, you gotta come around her and touch her. She need to feel your touch. She need to get accustomed to you touching. I'm not talking about you grabbing her, squeezing her butt. I'm not talking about that being disrespectful and crazy. I'm talking about a handshake where you touch her hand and you touch her in a certain way where it's nice and soft and, you know, very gentle. You hold her by her shoulder. You hold her by her waist a little bit. Little touch here and there and there. You break that touch barrier, she's more comfortable. That's what they do to you in the industry.
That's it. Ease their way in. Ease their way in.
Once you get comfortable, I should say, with them touching you and you're not protesting, you're not saying nothing, you're not pushing people's hands away, they're like, oh, we could do more. And then it goes up a step further. They start touching you a little close to your pipe.
Whoa.
You get what I mean? And you know something wrong. In your mind, you know, wait a minute now, you're a little too close.
Hold up.
But this is the stylist. So you figure, hey, you know, this is professional. So
know what they doing, right?
You know what? Let me not think like that. I don't want to be too quick.
You need to think like that. If you that first feeling normally is the right feeling. It's called conscience.
The judge because they styling me. You know what I mean? But the whole time they testing you. So while he there doing whatever he doing, he's smiling, he's talking to you, and asking you personal questions like, so how long you been out here? Wow, all the ladies must really love you. Gassing you up, gaslighting, love bombing you, doing all this stuff, gassing you up. And all of this is a test to see how much you are willing to allow. Then they bring you to the parties. Then they bring you to the meetings. Then they bring you around people that want to touch you, that want to sleep with you.
Man,
And because they know you really want that deal, you really want to make this money,
you do it.
eventually you're going to be singing on a pipe.
You do it.
You have a lot of people in the industry that done got touched.
For that
Look how they
money.
did Tevin Campbell.
For the
Look how
money.
they did all these singers. These young boys that came into the industry. They turned them out. Blew their backs out. These young boys haven't been the same since. They came into the industry and they violated them. Legally. These men had to succumb to this kind of abuse because they wanted some money.
Money.
And it was either you do this or you go back to the projects. A lot of these guys had to do what they had to do. Some of these guys, they protest to the point where it's like, look, I'm not really like that. They said, we know, but you just got to do what you got to do. They said, look, you ain't going to tell nobody, right? Nah, we're not going to tell nobody.
Man.
We're not going to tell nobody. It's our secret. But these are the dues you got to pay. All right. I'll do it, man. You know what I'm saying? You sure you're going to do it? Yeah, I'm going to do it. So now your voice sound like mine right now, right? When you walk through the door, your voice was like this. But after you come out of that room, now your voice is like this.
You know, y'all ain't gonna tell nobody anything that's going on, right?
Oh, man.
Cause I really don't want nobody to know. But
Oh, man.
you know, I'm gonna stay quiet. I ain't gonna tell nobody anything.
I'm just trying to get you out of the game. Y'all don't have to listen to me.
I'm telling you.
Go ask the rappers. They'll tell you. Now, let's get back to the tapes.
I'm telling
Break
you.
this thing down for you, fam. Make sure you click that like button, subscribe to the channel.
And these people that's in the industry that's popular, you know what I'm saying, have succumbed to that lifestyle.
My question for that, and then we can kind of do a spin move out of it, because I'm always curious about, was it already in them, or was it industry? Does the industry groom them to be open to it?
The industry grooms them to be open to it. Like, we go back to the Big Papa video, right? Why is the lead person, out of all the bad bitches in New York City, back then,
Listen.
even the women in the video,
Listen.
right? Why was the lead a transgender? Why was there, you remember the scene in the bathroom? Why was there a transgender pissing in the bathroom with them and the guy? You don't
Standing
remember?
up, right?
Told you. They gonna show it again.
Fam, y'all don't remember that scene, bro?
Told you.
It's all making sense, fam.
And we didn't even think about it then.
Y'all ain't peeped that? Wind that back, fam. Check it out.
A transgender. Why was there, you remember the scene in the bathroom? Why was...
Check it out.
And they looking.
That was the same chick
Yeah.
they were all talking to in the club.
Yep. Buster Face.
Come on now.
Biggie. All of them.
And this was done back in the day. So they were indoctrinating the youth to prepare them for what we see today. This is what was going
What's
on.
up? Hold on.
A transgender pissing in the bathroom with them?
You see that? This is what was going down, fam.
And the guy, you don't
Standing
remember?
up, right?
Yeah. You don't remember there's a woman in the bathroom with klepto, and I can't remember who the other person is, and they looking at the nigga ding ding, and why they standing at the urinal? Like, why is that in there way back then?
Got you. And I just pulled
Now
up the
look at the
scene.
girl go to the scene when Buster's talking to her at the bar, and Big walk up and move the nigga, and then, or when she say true, stop it right there and look at the knot in her throat.
Not the knot in the throat. Tell me all.
You see that? Look.
Come on, this young lady.
You see that, guys? You see that? I'm telling you, man, as much as y'all got much love for Biggie, man, he was compromised too. I told you already. Y'all got mad with me. when I said Biggie was already compromised. All those rappers is compromised, bruh. I told y'all this. Y'all was hating on me. I told you. They compromised Big. He was already compromised, bro. Yeah, dope rapper, all of that. But he was compromised already, bro. You know? You saw Buster there. So Buster can't escape. He already knew what it was.
I always said the girl was ugly. Come to find out, cause it's a man. Look at that. Look at that.
You can't tell me you a rapper and you didn't know what it was when you were filming. You already knew what it was. And he got a point. Out of all the bad bees in NYC, you would think they would be in the clip. But no. Diddy wanted that. That's the agenda. Do you get it? And you remember in Biggie's lyrics, he talked about how, and I'm talking about Biggie, there was a particular piece in his lyrics where he talked about how the woman looks so good, he'll give her daddy head.
Yeah.
You remember that?
He said that on song too.
Now, what kind of nonsense is that, bro? Biggie said that. Biggie said, Shorty looks so good, he would give her father head. And you tell me, how many of you brothers approve of what he said? You tell me, how many of you brothers approve of a man saying that he liked the way a woman looked so bad, she looked so good, that he'll sing on her daddy's mic?
Wow, man. That's too much.
Come
That's
on
too
now.
much. That's
They
too
already
much.
had this thing planned out from back then, bro.
Yeah, that's too
The
much.
girl went go to the scene when
That's too
Buster's
much.
talking to her at the bar.
Now notice, Buster was talking to her. Biggie got Buster out of the way so he could talk to her. And the whole time, these brothers are doing this, they already know who this person is. They know. It's not like they didn't know. They all know. But when it comes to getting that money, when it comes to getting that check, you got to compromise all your morals, values, everything. That's just the way it goes, bro. Make sure you hit that like button, fam. We breaking it down. Let's get back to the tapes.
And Big walk up and move the nigga. And then, or when she say true, stop it right there and look at the knot in her throat.
The knot in the throat. You talking about this young lady?
That's her. Look at her and zoom in on the throat.
And think about this. All the men in the club is talking to her. They're not talking to no other woman. They're talking just to her. So when we look at fast forwarding it into the 2000s, we see situations with this individual named Cindy Starr. Cindy Starr. Remember the controversy between Sydney Starr and rapper
Chingy.
You remember that?
Yeah. They been
There's a
around.
clip where Sydney Starr was in Manhattan walking around, and you had a bunch of ninjas peeling up on her butt.
I remember that.
See,
I
it
remember
all
that.
started from the Biggie video.
I remember that.
So what happened is a lot of the youth, they're not equipped.
And what's crazy is they announced on the radio today. I think it was like on 96.1, like the Breakfast Club with the chick who used to be on there with them, Angelique. She was talking about how this chick got an OnlyFans and she don't know what to do. They was talking about it on the radio,
with the knowledge
advertising it.
of understanding the difference. So now you got many men in today's day that as long as it appear like a woman, they're willing to get with the person. This is why you had what's the DJ name? Is it Mr. C? I'm not sure if it's Mr. C. If it's not, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But he was caught driving around
Yeah.
trying to find
Transform.
some rainbow.
That's right.
And he got exposed. And everybody got love for the DJ. But when the truth came out, it shocked a lot of people. So it was Mr. C. Okay.
Mr. C.
And he got caught multiple times.
Damn.
He couldn't help himself. He couldn't help himself.
I think they call Eddie Murphy
Because
one.
the industry brought him to an all-time low, to the point where he had to hide his life in the shadows. And he got caught. And Funk Flex tried to defend him. Funk Flex tried his best to protect his image, but it was too late. And what this shows is you got a lot of people in the industry that was defending Mr. C, and you got to question them too.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how much of a great DJ they are, fam. You got to question who they are too. Why you defending him? Funk Flex. Why you defending him? See? Let's get back to the tapes, man. I'm trying to break this thing down for y'all, fam. Trying to break it down. Let's go.
Say true. Stop it right there. Look at the knot in her throat.
Adam's apple.
The knot in the throat. Talking about
Yep. It's right there.
this young lady.
Yep.
That's her.
Boom.
Look at her. And zoom in on the throat.
Don't lie.
Women can have.
It says it all right there, fam.
Yeah, don't
Come
lie.
on now.
Don't
It
lie.
don't take a rocket scientist to figure this out, fam. And this is just one of many videos, man. Ain't no telling how many videos we done saw where you have women, or what we think is a woman, and they shaking their behind, and we there looking at the screen, and we there lusting and thinking all sorts of thoughts, and the whole time,
It's the dude. It's the whole dude,
time, bro.
man. That's
we're
wicked.
literally
That's wicked.
tapping into
Yeah.
energy that we're not supposed to be entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wicked.
Hello, is that like
Her
nine?
name is Shamika. She was from Queens and she got killed because she was a nigga who was dating her, didn't know it was a man,
See?
and went to have sex with him. Found
See?
out she was a man, and she's dead, and he's in
Okay.
jail.
There you
So
go.
you know the story.
Right
So
there.
when you see that, are you alluding to they sprinkle it in there? They subconsciously make you comfortable with it.
Bro,
Because that is weird for, not to say weird as a derogatory, but it doesn't make sense why that scene would be in a hip hop video when hip hop was so much about masculinity and da 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 da.
and
So I can
it's
see.
supposed to be homophobic, right? So they say, right?
Right. But we
So-
weren't thinking about transgenders back then.
But they're there.
They there.
Notice what he just said.
But they there.
Back then,
Why?
we weren't thinking about those things. I would have never thought that was the case back in the day. Nah. And they were demonizing rappers back then, calling them all sorts of stuff, saying they hate this and hate that. And the whole time, if that's true, how did that get into the video? See, when they were saying that certain rappers is homophobic, right? Those rappers that they were targeting were the kind of rappers that were, I guess, fighting against the agenda or giving pushback. That's why they would target those rappers, to make the industry look at them like, hey, those rappers not wanting to comply, or they don't want to put certain people in their music videos, so it would affect their careers. This is why a lot of rappers didn't make it in the industry. A lot of y'all have been wondering why this rapper fell off and why that rapper was a one-hit wonder because they were wondering what would happen to them if they were to bend over.
Wow.
A lot of rappers had to bend over. A lot. They had to bend over in the industry. They don't tell you. It's just like you at the 9 to 5 right now. You at the 9 to 5 trying to do your job and you trying to get the promotion as a woman. And your supervisor's like, look, you know, we'll give you the promotion, but I'm gonna need you to, you know, take care of me real quick.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What is that called? Quid pro quo or something along the lines, if I can remember from the 9 to 5 days. In other words, you do something for me, I do something for you. So in other words,
okay, yeah.
You want that promotion? You got to give me some head. And I'll guarantee you that promotion. If you're a woman and you got some person at your job trying to do that, you better report them to HR.
For real.
You better report them quick.
For real.
And it can happen to men too. You got female supervisors and you know, people in high positions in the workplace that are women and would tell a man, if you want that position, that job, yeah, you qualify, but I'm not going to give it to you unless you do this for me. I need for you to sleep with me and my friend. Matter of fact, me and my friend, the other lady that work upstairs in upstairs department, I need for you to eat our cereal. Y'all all know what I mean. Come to the office, eat our cereal together, right? And we'll definitely make sure you get that job. There's a lot of guys that endure that because they're afraid of what's that word I'm looking for? Our retaliation from supervision. In other words, if I don't do it, they're gonna make my stay at the job difficult.
Right.
So in the 9 to 5, there's a lot of dirt that go on too, just like in the industry. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Let's get back to the tapes.
So they say, right?
Right. But we weren't thinking about transgenders back then.
But they're there. What I believe is that the Tupac Biggie got so gangster and so big that the agenda that they was about to push on us, that they later pushed on us, it just got pushed back. They was getting ready to groom us right there. They was grooming us. We got a transgender in the Big Papa video in the bathroom and the lead woman. Not only in Big Papa and Warning, she's in the bed with Biggie.
Damn.
Are y'all seeing this, family?
Hold up. He said, and she in the bed.
And y'all told me that Biggie never was with it. Fam, y'all better listen, man. It don't get no more real than this, bro. They already got big, bro.
That's why I wanted y'all to see this video, y'all.
Clips.
That's why,
Go
man.
find it, man. There's some old clips where you see P. Diddy very, very close up on Biggie. And the way them two is vibing together, fam, it's like a dude and his woman. You got to see it to understand, man. Like, image is everything. They can make you look one way in a video, like a pimp, like you're a player, and the whole time it's a different type of energy they really putting out there, man. This is why Suge Knight at the awards said, if you don't want your executive producer all up in the video, come to death row. And everybody got mad with Suge and thought that he was hating on you know, New York or whatever the case is. And that wasn't the case. They already knew that Diddy was dirty. They already knew. That's why when you had videos with him and Mace, they would wear these outfits. These questionable outfits. Come on now, y'all gonna act like y'all ain't see those outfits with Mace? Those shiny, weird looking outfits. Like, come on now. You money. So that you can sell your soul and compromise yourself. And a lot of things they do, they try to change you up in the industry.
That's it.
Change you up completely to the point where you don't even know who you are anymore. They'll want to change your name, change the way you dress, change your style. to fit what they want.
Yep.
So they can market it
Yep.
to the world. So now, if Biggie's video had questionable things in it, how many other music videos that was done back then that we just didn't catch? We probably got to do an internal investigation on hip hop from the 90s. Because a lot of times when we saw all the women in the background, we thinking, yo,
How
these
you
videos
know they all
all
women?
the women in the background.
How you
don't
know they
who's
all
who.
women? Hold up.
You don't know who's in those videos now.
Woo.
Now you're gonna have to go back and look at all of P. Diddy's videos and be like, oh snap, look at that.
Right.
Oh wow, look at that.
Right.
Yo. Ain't no telling what you're gonna find. Right? So hey man, we're gonna get up on out of here. If you're new to the channel and you like my work, subscribe to the channel.
That's it, man. We out.
If you feel this video was good, hats up.
Appreciate it, Ringo. So like I said, man, it was a lot of little tidbit tats in there. I know I had to get up a few times. I'm sorry. Next time, be no distractions. But yeah, check me out. We got more coming. We out.